I'm Batman, and this is Nerd Bites Weekly.
All right, I'm here with Kevin Conroy, the most important voice of Batman.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
I truly mean that. But, all right, so how does it feel to be the best version of Batman ever created? And to be so impactful on people's lives, including my own?
I have an advantage because I was the first animated incarnation of the character.
Fair.
And Batman is an animated character. He lives in people's imaginations. So my voice lives in your imagination with the character, you know what I mean? So I have a big advantage over the live-action actors because it's not a live-action character. It's not a live-action world.
Right.
It's a fantasy world. It's a cartoon. And so being a part of that, though, has been incredible because of the people involved in it. Bruce Timm, Alan Burnett, Eric Radomski, Paul Dini. The creative team was just like the A-team in animation. And I lucked out. It was my first job, my first animated job. So how lucky was that?
Which one of your performances are you most proud of?
I love Mask of the Phantasm, the movie. It's great. I love the episode Perchance to Dream because it really gets into the psychology of the character.
Okay.
More recently, The Killing Joke, because I love to work with Mark, and I love the interaction with the Batman and the Joker. They're sort of yin and yang of each other.
Yeah.
And we work so well together. He's such a generous actor. He gives you so much to work with that Andre used to say it's like watching two 12-year-olds playing together in the playground. We're so great together. And at the end of that, the culmination of that, the performance as it grew towards the end of that, I was very proud of.
Well, that's a good segue into the next question. Do you have any really interesting or funny stories about Mark Hamill?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a dangerous place to be is in the booth with Mark Hamill. Because you know how Jim Carrey has that rubbery face?
Sure.
You know, Mark has that face too. And when he's doing the Joker, he goes, "Oh, Betty," you know. He goes there.
Yeah.
And I'm across the mic from him, and I'm like getting blasted with spittle, you know. Because he really gets into it.
What's the strangest request a fan has ever given you to say as Batman?
Strangest request. I get a lot of weird requests. It's hard to pick one.
Sure.
I've signed some odd body parts.
Okay, what's care to elaborate?
Well, because people you'll sign an intimate spot, and they'll say, "Okay, now that's going to be a tattoo," and you think, "Oh my God, I'm branded on this person."
All right. So, what's your favorite music or artist? Like genre or artist that you really get into?
I love music, and I am a big opera fan. I love opera, but I also love country western. I love jazz.
Nice.
I mean, I have really democratic tastes. I have a really bizarre collection of music.
On vinyl, I presume.
No, I've actually gone to CD.
Okay.
But The passion of opera, I really love. I always loved that. And I educated myself on that when I went to Juilliard, because I had no background in it at all.
Yeah.
And I used to go standing room to the Met, which was like $5 or something. And I would read the libretto before, and I would learn. And I discovered that there's really a limited canon of operas, and you can really become versed in it pretty quickly. And the passion of the audiences and the singers was just incredible. So I love the opera. But I was just in Nashville last month, and I went to a lot of country western places. I love country western.
Nice.
So I have very democratic taste.
Good answer. I like that. That's nice. All right. So what's a food you could eat every day?
I have I'm a cookie monster. Unfortunately, you wouldn't know it. I'm so skinny. I have a brother who's 9 years older than me, and he said, I can't wait until the day that your mouth has not slowed down, but your metabolism has, because it's not fair. I have a real sweet tooth for great cookies.
I know that Stan Lee was with Marvel, but Did he do anything to impact you and your career?
Well, he impacted me just as a human being because I did a lot of Comic-Cons with him over the years. I never worked with him professionally. Oh, someone just appeared. And he was such a gentleman and so generous. The wonderful thing about the Comic-Con community is it's a very generous group of people.
Right.
There's not a lot of attitude. There's not a lot of ego. And Stan really embodied that. He was very, very generous because he was massively popular and massively successful. And you could have gotten a lot of attitude from that, and he didn't.
What's the most challenging thing about your profession?
Not taking it personally.
Okay.
Because what the fans see and what you hear about are the successes. What you don't hear about or see are the rejections.
Okay.
And they're multiple. I got rejected so much starting out.
Yeah.
And you could just so easily let your ego get involved and take it and let it beat you down.
Right.
And you have to believe in yourself so completely to know, well, that just wasn't the right role for me. But the next one will be the right role for me,
Right.
Not letting it get you down. That is the biggest secret to me in this industry is because there's a lot of rejection.
Sure.
For everybody, no matter how successful they are.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and the interview.